Welcome to Saguaro National Park, home to the icon of the American Southwest, the famous saguaro cactus. This national park, embraced by the powerful sun of the Sonoran Desert, offers many ways to enjoy this sprawling emerald army of giants. Join us as we uncover the best things to do in Saguaro National Park. Home to nearly 2 million saguaro cacti, this park is split into two districts in the mountains surrounding Tucson, Arizona. It's thought that the west side has a greater density of saguaros, but they tend to be younger and have fewer arms, while the east side has larger, more mature cacti and way bigger mountains. In the western Tucson Mountain District, the easiest, most accessible way to enjoy Saguaro National Park is the Cactus Garden Trail, attached to the Red Hills Visitor Center. This 0.2-mile paved loop is a great introduction to the wide array of life found throughout the Sonoran Desert. It even has signs to name and explain the vegetation. Inside the Red Hills Visitor Center, you'll find additional displays about the desert and its many inhabitants. You also might want to grab a park map and chat with the friendly park rangers who always have helpful tips. Just up the road is another easy to explore path, the Desert Discovery Trail. It's paved and flat, making it stroller and wheelchair accessible. While the trail is only a half-mile loop, it does venture far enough from the road and parking lot to make you feel immersed in the desert landscape. Even on this short and relatively safe trail, you always need to watch your step to avoid the locals. Continuing north in the western Tucson Mountain District, you'll have the option to take the Bajada Loop Scenic Drive. It's unpaved, but even small cars can manage without any trouble. Bajada Loop passes a few nice lookouts, picnic areas, and trailheads, but the most popular destination by far is Signal Hill. Signal Hill is a small but distinct rocky hill where you can see over 200 ancient petroglyphs. This Native American rock art was made between 500 and 1500 years ago and features geometric shapes, human figures, and animal carvings. Some of the petroglyphs are thought to contain deeper meaning, like tracking the equinoxes, marking trails, and telling stories. Signal Hill Trail is less than a half a mile out and back, but it does require climbing some steps. For those seeking a bit more adventure, you can explore more of the Western District's 43 miles of trails.
They're so beautiful, but you got to be careful because they will get you and not let go.
Many of the trails intersect, letting you mix and match to go the distance that works for you. We took the King Canyon Trail up to Wasson Peak, the highest point in the Tucson Mountains, topping out at 4,687 feet in elevation. King Canyon Trail winds along dry gullies, through countless saguaros, slowly climbing for 3.5 miles until you reach the ridge, and eventually Wasson Peak. The summit of Wasson Peak gives you great views of Tucson with the Santa Catalina and Rincon mountain ranges in the distance. From this height, it's hard to distinguish all those mighty saguaros even when you know there's thousands right in front of you. On the way down from Wasson Peak, we took segments of the Hugh Norris, Sendero Esperanza, and Gould Mine Trail, completing an almost 8-mile round trip. The last thing we'll mention about the Western District is its proximity to the Arizona Sonoran Desert Museum. It's not officially part of the national park, but it's right next door and is a great family-friendly way to explore the Sonoran Desert and all the fun forms of life found here. Some look straight out of Dr. Seuss. Others we were happy to see in the museum rather than run into them on the trail. Between the national park and the Desert Museum, there's more than enough to keep you busy for an entire day, if not multiple, in the Western District. Jumping to Saguaro National Park's east side, the Rincon Mountain District can be accessed by several trailheads along the border of the park, or by driving the 8-mile scenic Cactus Forest Drive, which loops through the park's interior. Before getting to the trails, we have to mention Javelina Rock's Overlook. This is one of the most unique and memorable areas in either district of the national park. Here, you can wander amidst or on top of these huge boulders, giving you amazing views of the surrounding landscape. It's a popular spot to watch sunset, and it's easy to see why. We spent nearly an hour at Javelina Rocks, and it was by far one of our favorite places to explore, take in the view, and relax. As for the trails, which the Eastern District has an amazing 128 miles of, the easiest, most accessible path is the Desert Ecology Trail. It's a quarter-mile, ADA accessible path with plenty of Sonoran Desert vegetation and signage. The Cactus Forest section of the Rincon Mountain District was once home to a super dense cluster of mature saguaros. Many started dying in the 1900s, leading researchers to think the saguaros would be wiped out by disease. Luckily, they were simply dying of old age, not disease, and their numbers have stabilized in recent decades. One of the best ways to explore the cactus forest is via Mica View Trail. It's one of the easier trails, but it's not fully ADA compliant. This trail continues straight for 1 mile and crosses paths with many others like Javelina Wash, Cactus Forest Trail, Cholla Trail, and more, each winding through the desert landscape. The Mica View Trail is one of your best opportunities to get up close and personal to these colossal cacti that might be twice your age or more. Saguaros grow incredibly slow. At 10 years old, they're only about as big as your thumb. They start growing arms between 50 and 100 years old.
Here we are at Saguaro National Park East. This is the Rincon Mountain District. You see these awesome saguaros behind me. They can get up to 50 feet tall and 200 years old. How cool is that?
Mica View and the Cactus Forest can be accessed by taking the dirt road from Cactus Forest Drive or on foot from the Broadway trailhead. The Eastern District seemed the busier of the two sides during our visit, but the further you're willing to hike down the trails, the fewer people you'll see. Speaking of venturing further, some of the best views we got in Saguaro National Park came from the Tanque Verde Ridge Trail. You can find the trailhead at the Javelina picnic area, which is a nice little spot in its own right, with picnic tables obviously, and restrooms. The Tanque Verde Ridge Trail extends for 11 miles up and into the mountains. Spoiler, we didn't do all 11 miles, but we were able to get some amazing views of the valleys and mountains along the way. What really stands out is how the landscape and vegetation keeps changing as you climb in elevation. It starts off mostly cholla, prickly pear, and the dense forest of saguaros, and as you continue higher, you hit areas with more ocotillo, agave, and yucca. You can take this trail as far as you want, and the views just seem to get better the further you go. The Tanque Verde Ridge Trail eventually meets with other trails and backcountry camping spots up in the mountainous wilderness. If you're more adventurous than us, you can even hike all the way up to Mica Peak, which rises 8,668 feet, nearly twice the height of the Western District's tallest mountain. You can get there via the Douglas Spring Trailhead with a wild 26-mile round-trip hike. From what you've seen, you might think Saguaro National Park is all dry, dusty cactuses, and that's simply not true. Sometimes it contains streams and even ephemeral waterfalls. These usually only flow after significant rainfall, like during the monsoon season. Bridal Wreath Falls and Tanque Verde Falls are two of the most popular waterfalls to visit. Do be careful of flash floods, however. If you spend any time in Tucson, you're sure to see all those flash flood warning signs. On your way to or from the Western Rincon Mountain District, check out Saguaro Corners, an awesome restaurant right across the street. We also recommend trying Tucson's famous Sonoran hot dogs, which we were worried might be overhyped, but they did not disappoint. For more things to eat and do near Saguaro National Park, check out our full video about Tucson and click all those nice buttons. Love you all and have a great day.